Welcome to the explainer that uses hard data to completely challenge your automatic golf ball buying habits. You know, the most overlooked Titleist golf ball might just be the exact one that saves you distance, lowers your flight, and still gives you real greenside spin. And spoiler alert, it is not the Pro V1.
Seriously, stop buying the Pro V1 automatically. Today, we're putting the Titleist AVX head-to-head against the Pro V1. And this comparison is absolutely crucial because, let's be real, most of us just blindly grab the famous ball off the shelf without asking one simple foundational question about our own game.
And that question is, does your swing actually match what the world's most famous ball is built to do? Because look, if you're a mid-handicap golfer swinging the driver around 85 to 95 miles per hour, the AVX might actually give you a much better ball flight, way lower spin, and more playable distance. Are you literally losing strokes just by playing the famous ball instead of this hidden alternative? Well, let's find out.
To get to the truth, we ran both of these balls through our rigorous golf ball lab protocol. We intentionally built our test around a 92-mile-per-hour driver swing speed. Why? Because that's right in the wheelhouse for a massive number of regular golfers. We're not looking at tour-level speed here, and we're not looking at beginner's speed either. We are analyzing real, everyday weekend golfer speed.
Okay, so we put both balls through 5 exact testing stations: driver, 7-iron, full wedge, short wedge, and putter feel.
Before we hit the swing data, let's just quickly look at the baseline specs. Obviously, the Pro V1 is the standard for a reason, right? It's a premium 3-piece urethane ball built for a mid-flight window with higher long game spin and a firmer feel. But the thing is, the AVX is also a premium 3-piece urethane ball. It's just built for a completely different player. It's designed for a significantly lower flight, way lower long game spin, and a noticeably softer feel.
All right, Station 1, driver test results, distance, and spin. Let's dive right in.
Going in, we honestly thought this would be a super easy overall verdict and a short game win for the Pro V1. But the numbers off the tee, they made the expected result much more complicated. With a 92-mile-per-hour club speed, the Pro V1 gave us an average driver spin of 2,650 RPM. The AVX brought that down to 2,350 RPM. That 300 RPM drop is absolutely crucial. I mean, it might not sound huge on paper, but it completely changes the dynamic of your ball flight. Because of that spin difference, the Pro V1 carried a touch farther in the air at 232 yards, compared to the AVX at 228 yards. But, and this is a big but, because the AVX flies with a lower, flatter trajectory, it actually rolls out to an almost identical total distance in our test window. And this brilliantly illustrates how your actual course conditions should dictate your ball choice. If you're playing on soft fairways, yeah, the Pro V1's extra carry is exactly what you want. But on firm fairways, or when the wind is howling, that flat AVX trajectory really shines. Hitting the AVX didn't feel like hitting some cheap distance rock. It felt like a premium control ball that just happened to magically reduce your T-spin.
Moving on to Station 2, iron performance, the spin trade-off.
Now, this is exactly where a lower spin becomes a double-edged sword, and it depends entirely on your specific handicap. With a mid-70s 7-iron swing speed, the Pro V1 spun just under 6,200 RPM. The AVX, it spun closer to 5,600 RPM. That is a massive 500 to 600 RPM difference in the mid-irons. Just let that data sink in for a second.
So the real trade-off here is stopping power versus release. For better players firing at tucked-back pins from 155 yards out, the Pro V1's steep descent angle and high spin mean it stops on a dime. But say you're a 20 handicap who's constantly leaving approach shots short. The lower spin of the AVX means the ball is going to hit and release, giving you some extra roll that might actually help you reach the hole for once.
But here's where it gets interesting. Stick around, because the wedge test at the end completely changed how we'd recommend these balls for a typical 15 handicap golfer. The winner might truly surprise you.
Next up, Station 3, wedge test results, the deciding factor.
This test right here exposed the absolute biggest personality difference between the famous standard and the hidden alternative. On a full 56-degree wedge, the Pro V1 delivered spin touching 9,200 RPM. That is textbook premium ball behavior, guys. It offers high friction, predictable grab, and ultimate control on your approach shot. Now, what's really interesting about the AVX is that it sat lower, around 8,400 RPM. Because it still has that urethane cover, it absolutely still bites. It's not a cheap distance ball. But it undeniably gives up some grip compared to the high friction standard of the Pro V1. Where we really noticed this difference was on a 40-yard pitch. The Pro V1 simply checks quicker and releases less. The AVX lands with a beautifully soft feel, but it releases and rolls out a few extra feet. So if you're someone who plays one-hop and stop shots, the Pro V1 is your weapon, no debate. But if you rely on bump and runs or need a predictable release on firm greens, those few extra feet of roll with the AVX are actually much easier to manage.
And that brings us on to the green. The AVX felt noticeably softer and way more muted off the putter face. In contrast, the Pro V1 felt slightly firmer, a bit more responsive, and honestly, a little louder off the strike. Neither is bad, obviously. But if you love a truly soft-feeling golf ball, the AVX definitely has the edge here.
Now, we base all of our recommendations on one thing: data, not opinion. Let's look at exactly who should be putting which ball in play based purely on the numbers we just saw.
Okay, if your swing speed is 190 miles per hour and you constantly fight too much spin or ballooning flights, the AVX is the clear winner for you. If you swing 90 to 105 miles per hour and demand maximum scoring control across the entire course, grab the Pro V1. Are you a 10 handicap or better regardless of speed? The Pro V1 is still your best bet. But if you're a senior golfer, or maybe someone with a really smooth tempo who wants that premium feel without a high, spinny flight, the AVX is the ball you should have switched to years ago.
Our verdict is clear. The AVX is the superior fit if your long game desperately needs lower spin control. But do not expect it to act exactly like a Pro V1 around the green, because it just won't. The Pro V1 still completely rules the course from 100 yards and in.
So I gotta leave you with this challenge. Are you playing the Pro V1 because the data actually shows it fits your game? Or are you just playing it simply because it's the ball everyone says you're supposed to play? Think about it.
Do me a favor and drop your current golf ball and your driver's swing speed in the comments below. I actually read those and it completely helps us decide which balls to test for you next. If this explainer helped you out, hit subscribe to Golf Ball Lab right now so you never waste 50 bucks on the wrong dozen balls ever again.
Up next, we're testing the Chrome Soft versus the Pro V1 to see which premium ball is actually better for mid-handicappers. Let me tell you, that matchup gets extremely interesting when we dive into the wedge spin data.